Hey everyone, it's Minty and today I'm going to be reviewing the OHUHU Spiral Marker Pad. It comes with this little booklet, but it doesn't have too much information in it. It's mainly just translations into other languages explaining the basics. It also comes with this big protective sheet which fits perfectly behind your page so that you can catch any marker bleed through when you draw. There are 60 sheets, which is basically 120 pages if you want to draw on both sides of each sheet, so it'll probably last you quite a while depending on how much you like to draw. I've already sketched out a couple of characters and some doodles that I'm going to colour in during the video, which I'll talk about later on, but first I just want to address the important parts of the sketchbook that you might want to know, since this is a review. Now, it's pretty obvious, but this sketchbook is a square shape. I think that you can get it in a rectangular shape too, but I'm not quite sure. I really love square-shaped sketchbooks, but that's probably just a personal preference. Another obvious part is that it's spiral bound, as you can see. That's just something you might want to consider, since I know some people prefer when the pages are attached more like a book. I'm not sure what the word for it is, but hopefully you know what I mean. You can also pull out the pages pretty easily if you don't like how a page turns out. I'm going to try my best not to rip out any pages from this, but sometimes it does happen, so I think it's good that it can be ripped out without making a mess. I actually have OHUHU markers, which is the same brand as the sketchbook, but it doesn't mean you can't use other brands. I have a few Copic Chows and they work perfectly well on this. I'm sure you can use literally any brand of alcohol marker and it'll work nicely. As for other mediums, obviously pencil works just as well as it would on almost any paper. Water-based markers like Crayola Super Tips would work. Coloured pencils work really well as well. I haven't tried any paints on here, but since the paper isn't textured, I think it would be better to get a different sketchbook, probably a mixed media one if you want to use paints. The paper in the sketchbook is really smooth, which isn't necessarily good or bad. It just depends on if you prefer smooth or textured paper. I like both types, but lately I've been using smooth most of the time and I haven't had any problems with it. Markers blend really well on here and you can layer them a lot without it bleeding onto other pages. You'll be able to see some of the colour on the other side of the paper, but that's going to happen with pretty much every sketchbook that you get, so bleed through isn't a huge problem. And you'll have the protective sheet I showed you earlier that it comes with anyway, just in case. I feel like I'm running out of things to say about the sketchbook because I've addressed almost everything, but wait, there's one more thing. I forgot the most important part, which is the price. I got mine on Amazon and I think it was on sale at the time, but it was I know it was under $20 I guess. It depends on your currency and everything. You can also buy them on the OHUHU website, but I know they don't ship to everywhere. Well, maybe they do and that was before. But anyway, it should be under $20 or around there. So as for the price, I think that it's definitely worth it. Obviously, everyone has a different budget, and I really don't like to spend too much money on art supplies, but it does last a very long time, again, depending on how much you draw, but for me, this is probably going to last about 4 months. That's just an average guess. It could be less, it could be more, but I think that's a fair price. You can get cheaper sketchbooks, but obviously for the quality of this, which is quite high, I haven't had a better sketchbook than this, let's put it that way. I think that it is worth the money. Obviously you'll have to check it out for yourself though. I guess the only other thing is the fact that you might want to have a sketchbook with a plain cover because it looks better, or so that you can paint a design on it. But as you saw, this sketchbook does have a lot of information on the cover, and it also has a drawing of a sunflower, which is fine with me. But if you're not a fan of that, I'm sure you can paint over it. I think I'll be painting the cover at some point, maybe just a plain black and adding some stickers on it so it looks a little nicer for my videos. But yeah, that's pretty much all the pros of this sketchbook, and I can't think of any cons really, which is definitely saying something. In conclusion, I'd definitely recommend this. It's probably one of my favourite sketchbooks that I've ever used, and unless I find something else that I really want to try, I'm planning on sticking to this exact sketchbook for the future because it does work really well and I love the spiral bound and the square pages. And it's just everything I want in a sketchbook, really. Well, looks like we're halfway through the footage that I filmed and I've already given you all the information on the sketchbook. I hope that was helpful for you, and I guess now I'll just talk about the art that I'm doing, and hopefully you want to stick around to see the full drawing because it turns out pretty cute in my opinion. The girl that I'm drawing right now is pretty much completely from my imagination. I was just scrolling through one of my summer boards on Pinterest and I saw this really cute outfit, and this isn't the outfit that I saw, but the tank top that she's wearing was inspired by the one I saw, and it was pink and it was very cute, but I decided to change the design on the front and I added some green grapes for some reason. I think the one that I was copying had a little bunny on it, but I couldn't be bothered to draw that, so grapes it is, and I do actually like it. I love the green and I love the whole colour scheme. The skirt is inspired by something I saw about a week ago. I was just window shopping for some clothes and I thought it was pretty cute, but I didn't buy it, but it does look very cute. So I drew something based off that, and you've probably seen me draw that kind of swirly pattern a bit too much recently. I just really love it, and I feel like if I were to ever design my own clothes, that would be my go-to design. I just think swirls look so cute. I do have a jumper that is like blue and swirly. Anyway, we're going off topic. So the next drawing that I did was actually completely copied off Pinterest. It was these little heart hands. So yeah, I drew those, and it was some good hand practice, and I think it just looked pretty aesthetic and cute, and it only took me about 5 minutes to do, honestly. So yeah, hands aren't actually that hard when you're copying off a reference. It's just when you don't have a reference, hands are an absolute nightmare. The next drawing was of this guy with some glasses, and he's smiling and doing a peace sign, which I thought was quite fun. I saw that one on Pinterest. I copied it pretty much completely. Obviously, it was a picture of a real life person, so I put it into my own art style, just used it as a reference. It's not copying. So yeah, I did that, and I kind of changed the colours a little bit. I made the hair a bit darker than it was. But yeah, I love this sketchy style that I'm doing. I think I'm going to stick with it for a very long time now. I only changed to it very recently. If you saw the last video that I did, well, 2 videos ago, I did a collaboration with Hershey Draws, and in that, I tried out this kind of sketchy style, made it really cute and calm instead of the really messy and muddy sketchy style that I did a couple of weeks ago, a month ago-ish. Anyway, yeah, I'm going to stick to this sketchy style. I think it just suits my art a lot better than the harsh lines. Well, I might try that again sometime, maybe when I'm doing more finished drawing, but for my sketchbook, I'm going to be sticking with this style for now. When I was drawing the hair for this guy, the brown that I was using started running out, which was really surprising because it was absolutely full of ink before, and it's the marker Raw Umber, which is one that I've used since about August of 2020, and it's been one of my go-tos for brown hair. It's like the perfect brown colour, but now it's run out. I have a lot of other browns, but it's just kind of annoying. Hopefully I can get a replacement for it soon. I chose to draw this guy mainly because of the glasses and the expression as well, but I really wanted to draw some glasses because I did that a couple of days ago when I was drawing a character from a book, and she had glasses, so I was kind of intimidated when I did that, but they turned out really well, and then on this drawing I knew exactly how to draw them, and I think I've kind of learned how to do glasses now. Obviously they're probably not accurate, but basically what I do is just I colour it in with the colours that are underneath it, like the skin colour and everything, and the eye colour underneath the glasses as normal, but then I like to add some grey around the edges just to give a little bit of dimension. That's probably not how it's in real life, but anyway. Then I add some white highlights around the edge and some streaks across it as like a reflection, and I think it definitely gives a glasses look. I actually really like it. I don't know. And then I decided to randomly draw a sun with a smiley face. Of all the things I could have drawn, I chose that, and I don't know why, but it's cute, it fills the space. I don't know, I probably could have drawn a little face there or something else. I was going to draw some flowers, but for some reason at the time I thought that a smiley face sun would be a lot better. And it turned out fine. It's literally just a doodle, fills the space, it's fine. And then I did fill the space more than I usually do. I usually just draw one character and leave it at that, but this time I didn't, mainly for the purpose of the video to show all the different things that you can do in this sketchbook. But wait, I've kind of forgotten what my point was. What was I talking about again? Ugh, never mind. You can really tell when I go off script because I have absolutely no idea what I'm talking about, and now that I started voiceovers, I can really understand the other YouTubers who sometimes just put on music instead because they say like that they don't know what else to talk about, and that's me right now, but I'm trying to keep talking because I want to entertain you guys. So yeah, the drawing is almost done now. I just did some little swatches to fill the space at the bottom, and I used the pink and green that I used throughout the drawings. yeah, I did the date in the corner. That's something I've been trying to do, and I think that hopefully I'll be able to keep it up throughout the whole sketchbook, because it is really nice to look back at a drawing and see when you actually drew it instead of trying to calculate it about from where it is in the sketchbook. But yeah, anyway, that is what I came up with, and I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope it was helpful. This is the shout out emoji. Remember to comment it since you watched all the way through, and bye!